Diablo. We're gonna, that's how we're gonna. Diablo. 4. This game.
Rog.
You mean Republic of Gamers?
4.
This game is truly amazing to me because
Oh yeah.
I was hyped for this game, but then there was part of me that was like, should I be? I liked Diablo 3, but it wasn't like I was enamored with this. Why am I so hyped for this? And then you never played a game like that, so I was like,
I've never played a dungeon crawler before.
I was like, if she doesn't play it, it's gonna be so much less hype for me because I want someone to play it with. I never had anyone to play it with except for Javier, but that wasn't as fun.
And like for reference, like yes, we're a gaming couple. That's why we're making Girl Boy games. We spend every waking moment together.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time.
We do a lot of separate gaming where like he's playing one thing and I'll play something different. But when we have a game that we can play together,
that's the best.
That's the best. That's like we're both happy.
Yeah.
Like that's the best experience for us.
100%. And so I was a little bit I just wanted someone to play with. I wouldn't want to be alone. Not in the hellscape that is Diablo.
We didn't have any other friends that were like, oh my god, Diablo 4 beta or whatever.
And now we've convinced them all.
Oh, yeah.
We liked it. Our friend Armand, he's like, I'm pre-ordering it. And then Billy's like, you know what? I'll get it too. So we're getting the whole squad together.
Yep.
And what did you play in the beta, babe?
I played the Necromancer, and oh
what do you
my
think?
god,
What do you
I could not
think?
have been happier.
Yeah.
Like that was the coolest. For me, it's my first dungeon crawler experience ever.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been better. Like
Yeah.
could not have been more high. I got addicted to this game for a whole weekend.
Yeah.
And like that's if you got like I'm still like I'm super into gaming. Obviously, like want to make up my life. But there are a lot of video game types that I haven't played yet, and it was because I'm I'm finally at the point where you can hand me a game and I'll understand it. But for a while there, I got confused. And I just got lost in the sauce of the game. And that's because I really got a lot of RPGs handed my way and was like, what?
Yeah, but once you got shown, you understand, oh wait, these are the things that all RPGs
have.
Yeah, they all do this.
Now I know how to
menu.
do the research in a game and figure out how it works. But that aside, so this is the first dungeon crawler I've tried, and I played the Necromancer, and having my army of skeleton guys was so cool, and it was leveled up so fast. I did and I'm such the goth vibes person, and so I was over the moon.
And I felt like such a pleb. I'm like a druid. I'm like this big fat dude with a wooden stick, and then she has 16 freaking skeletal wizards and warriors, and everything's exploding in blood. And I'm
oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Lightning strike.
I forgot about that. I could one of my favorite moves was when you killed something and it turned into a corpse, you explode the corpse, which just explodes the other people around it, turning them into corpses, and it's like a chain reaction. You can keep going.
So
it was so cool. And I just loved this game, and I was not hyped for this game at all until 2 days before the beta came out, and it's because they did who was it that we watched that did a gameplay? Was it Kind of Funny?
I don't think it was.
We watched footage because there was when you
pre-beta.
pre-order you got to play the beta.
Oh
early.
yeah, it was the week. No, it was Kind of Funny because they were playing.
They pre-ordered the game obviously, and
they got codes or whatever.
And so they got to play the game the week before, and I didn't watch any of that footage until right before the general public beta came out.
Yeah.
And I was watching it. I was at work, and I was doing work, and then having the stream or whatever, playing the VOD playing on the little corner of my iPad, and I was oh my, this game looks awesome.
Super fun. What's going on?
I don't even there's so much going on. It looks so cool. And I was graphically it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was expecting a dungeon crawler like this to look a little bit more low effort.
Honestly, because I think the best looking game like that, I shouldn't say that, but the best looking game was Diablo 3. I shouldn't say that because I haven't been in this like top-down ARPG space. I think it's ARPG for a while. So I know there's like games like Baldur's Gate that looks really good. There's games like I forget the name, Path to Exile, I think, or whatever. Those games look really good, but I think the last like maybe like mainstream game that looked like that was Diablo 3, and that game looked kind of cartoony and like, you know.
No, in this game, I was like, the first thing I noticed was like, why does this game look like visually so good? I was surprised because that's not what I expected from a dungeon crawler. And then I was like seeing the combat and seeing them all play together like multiplayer. Yeah. And of course, like I see someone with the army, like the necromancer army or whatever going in, and I was like, man, like this game just looks sick.
Yeah.
And so the beginning of the beta was a little rough.
Okay,
we almost didn't continue to play.
Yeah.
Because the queue times were like 5 million years long.
Well, it was
not as bad as
I thought it would be.
It wasn't as bad as Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear was horrible.
Yeah, the queue times were like 40 minutes, but it wasn't actually that. The bad part was that you would link up, then you get kicked out of your party, and it wouldn't just kick you to the screen. Then,
it would like glitch.
Let me play by yourself. The person who wasn't host gets kicked all the way, and they have to rejoin the queue for like 40 minutes,
like
50 minutes.
Like the queue of just like the start of the game period, because it would like glitch and make you say that you were in a party, but you weren't. Yes. And there was no way to leave said party, and so you had to completely turn off the game, close out the game, and restart it. But, and then obviously when the queue time was like 40 minutes, like having to do that every hour, like like we were playing this game all day, so having to do that like every hour was just like, eventually we stopped playing it. But that was on Friday.
Here's the thing,
and on Saturday it got better.
People say that like the game, like that ruined the experience or this or that. Guys, this thing's a beta, okay? This is a beta where we only get access to 20 levels, and it's a beta. So I wasn't sweating that much because, yes, most betas I've played honestly run weirdly smooth. But this is the first beta for me that like didn't run super smooth. But then it got fixed really quickly.
They fixed it like the next day. And like there was still a queue, but it was like a minute long.
Yeah.
And so I was like, the fact that in one day they fixed the queue times for the beta, the fact that they even did that made me be like, okay, they care.
Yeah.
Like
they really care.
There are a lot of places like the Guilty Gear queue time, that shit never got better.
No, it didn't get any better.
Like, but they were made by like a smaller,
much smaller team than Activision Blizzard Diablo.
Yeah, and so I was okay with that. But the fact that they fixed the queue times so fast, and it's like, it's not like there were less people playing on Saturday. It was the weekend. There were probably more people playing on Saturday. And then we didn't get kicked out and all that stuff, or like, no, we did. Like once or twice, but then we rejoined the game and it wasn't a big deal.
Besides all this network stuff, this is what I really want to ask you. What was your favorite part of this type of game?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think my favorite part would have to be, obviously, like the combat. I think was great. I love being able to play games with you.
Yeah.
I really think it was just like the combat.
Okay.
Like the skill tree mixed with the combat.
Okay, yeah, building your own thing.
Before, skill trees, and like this skill tree does eventually get nuts looking.
Yeah.
We didn't get to that in the beta, but like they showed whatever the heck it was called in some of the gameplay and like the end game stuff that they showed recently. That like crazy looking skill tree or whatever. I forget what they are calling it. But I've never had so much fun with a skill tree before, because usually on a skill tree for me the changes are not very big and I don't really notice them. And so, but this one, it was obvious. Yeah. Like when you made a change on even just like leveling up like one certain move, let's say you didn't change the move slot, you just leveled up that move to the
now it applies poison. The next, you're doing the move, and now everyone's green and they're getting like dying.
They visually want you to see that you're moving up in the skill tree on even just that one movement change something.
Yes.
And so for me, I didn't realize how much I needed that from a skill tree. So when I changed, it motivated me to change more things about my character in a skill tree, and made me excited to level up my character, because I knew that I would be making a change that I would be able to visibly see.
Yes.
And like when I'm in combat.
And see, I think that's why for me, even though I do like when all these like creatures go around me, and as like I was a druid, so as like a werebear, I would like slam down, they all like explode and damage and all this cool stuff. My move set as a werebear druid, felt weak. It felt weirdly weak, and a lot of people were saying that. And here's the thing, because like everyone was saying Necromancer was fucking broken, and that's and it was. But here's the thing, is that everyone's basing the balance off the very beginning of the game to the point where they're like, can't buy this game unbalanced. When it's like, guys, these are the first couple levels. There are moves with the barbarian, as I also tried out the barbarian, that you do not get until like end game that are massively changing. Like I saw a move where it's like you jump forward, then 3 spirit barbarian avatars are all doing like basically swinging, doing moves. Special moves and stuff. These are things that they've said like in their game design, that certain classes kind of feel weaker in the beginning and get stronger going forward.
And
does that de-incentivize certain players? Yes. Do I think it's the best game design? No, but I'm saying if you're out here like, oh, I already believe the game's broken, or I'm not going to buy it because my character isn't strong in the first couple hours of the game, it's like, calm down and play the game and get deeper before you make that decision if the game's not balanced.
And I know this is not probably the reason why they released that endgame stuff, but I'm wondering if that's why. Because so many people were saying, like, oh, it's not balanced or whatever. And they were like, it gets better at the end of the game. And so that's why I'm wondering they released specifically Diablo 4, the end game.
To tell the people.
To tell the people, like, it gets
No.
nuts.
I want to explain to, like, the listeners, like, and the people on YouTube, what we're referring to is they released a video that was called Diablo endgame content.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to explain it. And so that's what you're referring to.
Yes, sorry.
Is that they went into explanation on, oh, there's all these all the dungeons.
There was 120
dungeons all have a crazy
hard mode
basically, nightmare mode.
Yes,
and
nightmare dungeons.
So all of them, there's basically 240 dungeons because they all get upgraded, and how the loot collection is so important, how much it can really change your character's play style. There's so many different things to grind and to look forward to in endgame content that with a game like this, you just can't tell whether it's balanced or whether certain classes are fun until you've at least gotten to the end of the game. Not even participate in endgame content, but just beaten the game with a character.
And I feel like you even towards the end of our playing session, we're starting to have more fun with the druid, and we were just towards the end of the beta.
Yeah, when I was playing the beta, at first I was like, man, I don't want to play the druid. 5 seconds later, I'm like, man, this is sick.
No, literally,
I'm smashing.
It was
this is
seconds,
sick.
Minutes between each statement. I don't want to play.
I was
I don't want to play.
This character sucks. Backpedal, backpedal, backpedal. This is sick. Backpedal, backpedal. This character sucks again.
So that would be back and then forward.
Forward, back and forward.
No, he literally every 2 seconds was when we weren't playing the game, he was like, man, that's not as good as the Necromancer. Necromancer is better. Your character's so cool.
It is better.
And then,
it is better.
But then you would play and you were like, Druid's it. I'm Druid main.
I want to be a Druid main. I saw the doggies and I was like, I can have my own army. The crows, I can have my own army. The dogs suck. And I learned from other people were talking about, they're like, yeah, the dogs are meant just to get the attention of bosses and stuff. They don't really do any damage. They just grab attention. And I'm like, well, your warriors are
and it's
they're
probably
slamming
because,
people.
The druid is meant to do more melee damage.
I know.
Whereas the necromancer is not meant to do melee damage. They're meant to summon things to do the damage for them. Yeah.
And the thing this all leads up to is I was thinking about doing necromancer with you, but I do want to have a distinct I'm this, you're that. And so Billy's going to do rogue 100,000%. I knew that before he even told me.
And then Armand was he wants to be the big bonk, right? He said he wants to be barbarian.
No, he said he wanted to be druid. because of like
because
the bear and stuff.
That's right. So then you want to be barbarian.
I'm in debating mode because
sorcerer.
I play. Okay, this is the only reason why I'm thinking about not being barbarian. I played it Diablo 3. I liked it a lot, but I've done it, right?
So you want something different.
Yes, and people were saying the sorcerer was like on par with like the necromancer of like this thing's crazy and powerful. So I'm like, broken? Broken? I like the sound of broken.
Pretty cool team of like the necromancer, sorcerer, druid, and ranger.
Yeah, because the rogue ranger person would have like range / being close. Armand would be like in close, and then me and you would be like mid range, and then I'm like kind of further range, like all these crazy
spells and
stuff. So,
because that's what they were saying, that the sorcerer is like a glass cannon.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. So it's gonna be between the sorcerer and the barbarian probably for me. I'd probably do a druid only on like a second or third run of the game if I like the game that much. If people have also confirmed that end game druid is awesome. If people are still like, he's okay, I would not play druid. I need a character that's like got some sauce. It's got some sauce. And so I might do 2 characters, honestly.
Why not?
I'm just like, I know we'll play, but there'll be times when we don't play. I want to play by myself.
Yeah.
And so I can be like, I'll do barbarian by myself and source with you.
Yeah.
But now we're getting into the weeds. Basically, you guys understand. Diablo. Great. It seems great so far. And so, yeah.
Comes out June 10th.
June 10th. Everyone picked that game up because... Actually, no, it comes out the same day as Street Fighter. You don't want to know why? If you pre-order it, you get it 4 days early.
So I'm pre-ordering
That's going to be a rough day. That game, you take that day off. Because we need that whole day.
I'm sick on June 6th.
June 6th? Insane. I want to thank you guys for watching so much. Like I said before, if you enjoyed, do all the things. Follow on the podcast platform.
Favorite us or whatever it is on your podcast platform.
Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter.